begin our service in this beautiful historic church, there's a bell outside on a tree. Now that bell came from Ireland, where I was born, back in the 18th century, and there were two bells brought here to Australia made in Dublin. And one was for here, the church here, this lovely little church, and the other one was for the church at Gawler. Now there was a small bell and a big bell. The big bell was supposed to go to Gawler and the small bell stayed here, but typically Irish, they got it the wrong way around. The big bell stayed here and the little bell went out to Gawler. So they couldn't fit it on the roof and where it's meant to be, so they put it on the tree outside. But the significance of the bell, and we're going to ring it this morning because, like the Filipinos, you know that when somebody died in your village, when the funeral began, the people out in the fields might not have been able to come, like many of your families not able to come today, so they'd ring the bell as a symbol that the funeral was beginning to start, and then people would pray while they were doing their work, or pause for a moment to pay respect to their loved one. So we're going to ring the bell now. To start by thanking Ruth and Jocelyn for coming to my family home the other day in preparation for this trip down memory lane and for the special moments we had together. And I'd like to thank them for not stealing my little puppy dog before they left, who fell in love with them both because he's a little sheltie. And today is Manny's Day. And he would say to each and every one of you gathered here, and many people who join with us around the world on live stream, that when I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul now free? Yes, miss me a little, but not too long, and not with your heads bowed low, remembering the love that we once shared. So miss me and let me go. For this is a journey we all must take and all must make it alone. It's all a part of master plan, and yes, it is a step on the road to home. So when you are lonely or sad of heart, please go to the family and friends we know, and you can bury your sadness in doing good deeds, as you now miss me, but let me go. We can all be in awe of the seasons of nature with our autumns and our springs and our winters and our summers. But also, in fact, we have the seasons of our lives, because we have the good times and the bad. We have the sickness and the health. And we have the joys and sad moments of our journeys. And no matter how common they are to each of us, they're totally unique in the way in which they unfold in our own personal lives. And it is through the seasons of our lives that we're challenged, and each of us is challenged to become the person that we're meant to be. And today we'd like to thank Armando, affectionately known as Manny, for the way in which he celebrates the seasons of his life with each and every one of you. Back in 1965, a group called The Byrds brought out a beautiful song called Turn, 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 or There Is a Season. And it is a reflection on the seasons of humanity. And in fact, they plagiarized the words from one of the oldest books in the Bible, called the Book of Ecclesiastes. It's just a very small book attached to the Book of Wisdom, but it is God as our Creator reflecting on the seasons of humanity. And it was lovely to see when Ruth and Jocelyn came to see me the other day that they'd chosen that reading as a tribute today to the seasons of our lives, not realizing that it was a song as well back in the 1965s, because they're too young to know that. So So now we'd like to listen to that reading, and I'd like to invite Rochi to come forward and share it with us today.
For everything, there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up which is planted. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rent, and a time to sue. And a time to keep silent, and a time to speak. But most of all, a time to love.
And thank you, Rochi, for sharing that beautiful reading with us. The final words, a time to love. I'm a great believer there are three beautiful circles of love to which we all belong to in the journey of life. And our first circle of love, of course, is our families. And in my journey of ministry, I've had the wonderful privilege to work with Mother Teresa of Calcutta as spiritual director to her sisters here in Australia and the South Pacific Islands. And it gave me the opportunity to sit down on many occasions on a one-to-one with Mother. And when I asked Mother Teresa how she saw love in the world of today, without hesitation she said what a wonderful world it could be if the children of today could only grow up believing and seeing that they're the living reality of love. What a wonderful world it could be. And when Mother Teresa said something to you, you went away and reflected on it because she was a woman of profound understanding of humanity. And what she was sharing with me in that moment in time, in fact, when our parents hold us in their arms for the first time, they had their hopes, their visions and dreams for each and every one of us. And for those hopes and visions and dreams to become a reality, they have got to be our first teachers of love by what they say and do with us in the journey of life. So today we honor the family of Manny, the family in which he grew up and first experienced that wonderful gift of love with his parents, his grandparents, his aunties, his uncles, his nieces and nephews, all part of that family tree as some of you are here today. And we thank him for being an ambassador of love within the family tree. The second circle of love we belong to, of course, is friendship. Quite often people say we can't choose our family. Yes, we can choose our friends. So choose wisely. I like to replace the words wisely with choose lovingly. If somebody dares to place the highest sense of value on the friendship and love we offer to them, yes, we have found a true friend. And likewise, if we place the highest sense of value on the friendship and love they return to us, the circle is completed. So for those of you here present and those on live stream who have shared the bond of friendship with Manny, we thank you once again for that gift today. And all the love and support you're giving to each other and to his loving family in this their time of very personal sadness. In the final circle of love, we belong to his nature, creation. And whether we're Hindu or Buddhist or Muslim or Christian, our belief is that this wonderful gift of life, time and nature comes from a hand far greater than ours. My belief is it comes from a hand of love. And all that our Creator wants in return is the gift of love and friendship. And just like we have one-to-one in our families, just like we have one-to-one with our friends, our Creator loves his one-to-one with us as well. And today we thank Armando for the one-to-one he had with his Creator in his own personal way, because we're here to entrust him now to his creative love today. At the Last Supper, when Jesus was with his family and friends, for the last time, humanly speaking, he said, "Call to mind the journey you have shared with me in friendship and love, and then journey on with peace and friendship and love in your hearts." And that's the one thing that many would want each and every one of you to do today. Treasure the journey you've shared with him. Journey on with peace, love, and friendship in your hearts. And to pay tribute to that journey now, we're going to take a special trip down memory lane through some very special speakers this morning. And I'd ask these speakers, when they come up, please take off your masks to do so as that family and friends here and on live stream can see who you are on this occasion. And to take our trip down memory lane now, I'd like to call on John Clifford, the eldest and the children, to come forward and share something special. So thanks, John.